And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are back in a Conqueror. It's been a while since we've been in a Conqueror. We are on map Himmelsdorf with the top tier. The biggest problem are the pigs. There are 2 pigs on the opposing team. Other than that, I think it's perfect. So as a Conqueror should, and I'm a top tier heavy at this point in time, I'm going right into Banana Road. The only thing I have to be mindful of is the arties, so I have to pick myself a position in here that is already safe, because if I would stay here on the left side, for instance, by this rebel pile here, or in front of me over there, arty can easily hit me. So that's not a good position. I want to try to push as far as I can to that house in front of me, or that building in front of me on the right, or you're gonna see in a second here, right here. So if I can get myself right here, then I'm already safe, no problem whatsoever. Also at the same time, we see the streets van, we auto aim and we bounce like a noob, because we should have aimed that shot. Although Conqueror's accuracy, I'm surprised that it actually didn't hit. So here we track him in place. Hopefully he won't repair, maybe he'll stay there for a little while, but he does repair unfortunately, and we just catch a track on the second shot or third shot, but he uses his repair kit. So now we're looking at shots at this T-29, and I see a little bit of opening here. I guess one of the windows, unfortunately, it doesn't go through, so he's gonna overexpose himself here. So here what I'm doing is basically checking if there's no one in the middle of this map, so I can basically go in here like this, and I can take I can see his butt over here, so maybe potentially I can shoot once or twice to his butt. He won't expect it, he wouldn't know what the hell is going on, and that's exactly what happens. He's got no clue what is going on, but I'm right here in the middle shooting at him, so we take him out of the game. Now we're gonna be charged by this SU, and I see this T-34 on the left side, so I'm gonna focus the T-34 first. I turn around to face him first so he can bounce his shot. Now here you can see me face hugging him, but I know that Sue will be coming from right side, so I'm re-angling again, making sure he bounces the shot. Here we unfortunately bounce a shot on T-30, but he will get taken out by my friendly shortly, so I'm focusing the SU, because I know that my friendly has shots at the T-30 but doesn't have shots at SU, so we basically focus the SU, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue just taking his health. He tracks me in place. I failed to use my repair kit, but regardless, I take 1 shot of damage, no problem here, and SU gets taken out. Now, for the reason as to why I'm showing you this replay. So, this replay is not extremely high damage. Actually, it's nothing even close, remotely, to what Conqueror can do. Conqueror is an amazing machine. You can easily put up 5-6k damage in this tank. So it's not about that at all. I've put up 5-6-7k damage in this tank in the past, no problem. What this video is about, something that struck me really hard in this game, and kind of, in a way, I don't know how to express it. I mean, I do the same thing all the time. When it's clutch, I switch to my APCR rounds, correct? Because I want to make sure that I don't bounce, that I hit my shots, right? And that's a common thing for me. So I try to use standard rounds as much as possible, but I do switch to APCR rounds on occasion. Sometimes I over-abuse them, unfortunately, but if I'm facing really hard, heavy armored vehicles, I have no other options but to use them, correct? But what happens in this game got me sort of upset, to say the least. So I kind of bashed out on this guy later on in the chat, which I probably shouldn't have, because I do exact same thing, and he did exactly what I would do, like 95% of the time. But because in this game I'm a top tier and I'm a Conqueror, my base penetration on standard rounds is excellent, I decided not to use my premium rounds. And you will see what happens. What I wanted to do, and I was hoping for, that Conqueror on the other side would focus on skill, and he wouldn't be using his APCR rounds, and maybe we have a good go at it. That's what I was hoping for, but it did not happen. So here I tracked him in place. I was hoping that he doesn't have a repair kit, but he does. So he moves forward, and he's gonna hide behind the wreck of a tank, which is a very solid play. So I didn't want to push here because he's got a better position than me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna fake that I'm going around. So that's what I'm gonna do here. I'm faking that I'm going around, but I'm actually sticking in the same position. Hopefully he can bite, and if he bites, then I'm gonna get him from behind, and that was the idea here. But it looks like he's not moving. He's not going forward. He's sticking to the same position. So now I'm gonna change my approach. Basically, I'm gonna fake that I'm staying in the same position. I'm just gonna stay here for a bit. My sixth sense goes off. Now I'm gonna go around. So hopefully he's not gonna expect me to go around this building here, or castle, or whatever it is, and he'll be facing in the other direction. Simply because the first time around I didn't do it. So hopefully he'll pay attention to the other side, and that's exactly what happens. He pays attention to the other side. He bounces his last standard shell, and at this point in time, here I track him, but at this point in time I didn't realize that he actually switched to APCR rounds, to his premium ammo. I thought he penned my lower plate here, but he actually penned my upper plate. So here I'm trying to get him to turn. I track him again. Again he penetrates me. So again I'm faking that I'm gonna go around, but I'm not, because I'm gonna pull back and I want to put a shell into his side, but you know, he's not a stupid player. He turns his tank towards me, and at this point I realized there's no way I'm gonna lose this. So I switched to my APCR rounds, but it was already too late. So that's how I go in this game. And this is exactly what pissed me off, was the fact that I didn't use APCR round, that I didn't use the premium rounds, but he did. Which raises the question, are the premium rounds good for the game, or are they not? So you guys can discuss that in the comment section below. You tell me what you think on this topic. But basically, on many of the YouTube channels, if you go and watch people play, and if YouTubers use premium rounds, people get angry, they get nasty, because they say, well, you know, you're not using your skill, you're using premium rounds or skill rounds. But the problem is, during late night gaming, when I play, people that play the game are usually people that only play this game. It's not kids, it's usually the adults. And these guys, mostly experienced players, for the most part, they use the premium rounds all the time. So why shouldn't I be using premium rounds as well, to help myself with my damage numbers, to help myself with my win rate? That is the eternal question. And the fact that the premium rounds on console are not purchased by gold, they're purchased by credits, does that make them okay to use? Or does that make them okay to use when needed? Not 100% of time. What is the breaking point in all of this? What is right and what is wrong? I think you won't find the answer for that here. You're gonna have to make up your own mind when it comes to this. Although one thing I can tell you is that if the other guy on the other side is using premium ammo, it makes him no different than me, and I should be able to use it as well at the same time. That's my personal opinion. So going back to the game, so I got really upset at this guy. I sent him a really bad message at the end, because I thought we would have a fair fight, but he basically treated this as he needs to take me out in order to win the game. And I completely understand that, but I knew if I loaded APCR rounds, I could have easily taken him out. But I was trying to do it without, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It is what it is. Again, I think I'm just salty and bitter about this thing rather than anything else, because honestly I do exact same thing all the time. But again, I was hoping for a fair fight and it didn't happen. Too bad. So the rest of the game is basically standstill between our two tanks versus their two tanks. Nothing is gonna happen. The game's just gonna go on. I think both of the reds are gonna defend their base, and both of the greens are gonna defend our base, and that's how the game is gonna end. 2v2, but because we probably caused more damage, we won this game. So at the end of the day, the stats are irrelevant. it's about premium rounds. Guys, premium rounds are cancer. They're cancer in this game. Everybody knows that, and people use them and abuse them excessively all the time, and it's a fact. So when I get into late night games, about 80% of people are shooting premium rounds. That's how it is. So I still, even the way I play, I try not to use them as much as possible. But when I have games like this, it absolutely pisses me off, and then I question myself, how can I not use premium rounds when everybody else uses them? So I totally agree with what Clone Guy once said about premium rounds. If they reduce alpha on the premium rounds because they have higher penetration, that would be the best solution. Totally the best solution. Because then, for instance, instead of having alpha of 400, you're gonna have alpha of 250, for instance, or 300. They have to shoot a lot more in order to get you down in health. I think that solution is fantastic. That would be an awesome solution for the game. Clone Guy has got some awesome ideas. So I suggest you check out this channel as well as Geredingis. They're fantastic players. Anyway, guys, that's enough for my ramble. I hope you enjoyed my ramble. If you did, slap that like button. If you didn't, slap that dislike button. Whichever one you slap, I'll be okay with that. Anyway, that's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking. Space Bandit checking out.